encourage goodness and respectability. This cultivates and tills the mind to sow seeds to reap the fruits that glorify the soul. Life is a provisional existence of unknown limits. We live in a community amongst human and subhuman living forms to coexist. Everybody has to endure through life and have forbearance towards others, whether strong or weak, able or disabled, merit or demerited, wealthy or unhealthy, small or big, competent or incompetent, developed or undeveloped, in physical or mental or spiritual aspects of life. Humans are in quest of all kinds of freedom from time immemorial, but it is the spiritual freedom that makes the human superior to all, with a meaningful purpose to attain a definite state in this life and the lives after death until emancipation. The Jain religion, propagated by omniscient leaders, Tirthankars, is complete in each form. The religion encompasses the minute and intricate knowledge and code of conduct capable to bring about development until emancipation. All the Tirthankars in their sermons preach and urge to understand this ocean of samsara, bound by numerous birth nuclei, filled with the flames of anxiety, disease, old age, and death. To break this recurrent cycle of birth and death, the only answer is emancipation, where there is no death, no birth, only bliss, and an external form of light brilliant with the luster of omniscience. All this can be achieved only when all the good and bad karmas of being are burned, and when a human birth has been won with difficulty in the ocean of existence. It is like the most beautiful jewel for attaining moksha and to burn all your karmas with right knowledge, faith, and conduct. This human birth, which is understood hoped even by gods, is lost by ignorance in the pursuit of materialized pleasures by human beings. These revered saints have, through their own experience, laid down a wealth of scriptures and infinite treasures to attain eternal bliss and fulfillment. Thus, these 63 great men who have attained the emancipation were born in the birth zone in the observed period of time. The epic is a treasure box containing the stories of these 63 great men. The research document dwells on a few aspects of first Tirthankar, Lord Rishabh. Lord Rishabh takes 13 forms of life, which are the merchant, the twins, Sudharma, King Mahabal, Lord Latingang, Ishandev in heaven in the 5th, Vajrang in the 6th, Uttar Kurus, Sodharma as the celestial being in the 8th, the physician Jivanand in the 9th, the Sammanik god in the 10th, the King Vajranab in the 11th, the Kimbal Vimal Vahan in the 12th, and the god Rishabh in the 13th incarnation. The first section captures the brief description of the first incarnation, illustrating the virtues of Jainism, and the second incarnation, illustrating the vivid imagination of the measures, time, behavioral aspects of life. This second also includes the 9th incarnation of Rishabh, illustrating the essence of Jainism. The second section captures in a more detailed manner the 13th and the final incarnation as the Lord Rishabh, describing the beautiful context of his birth, his coronation as king and creation of customs in his kingdom, his disarmament and tread into the path of moksha, and finally his last sermon to all the creatures in the world. After this 13 incarnations, the rest I have given in the paper, but if you get chance, you can read about details about that. And the most beautiful, or maybe I like that, his incarnation as a Jivanand, that I will read, and then I will summarize my paper immediately. In the 9th incarnation, the Lord is depicted to have born as a physician of the name Jivanand. Jivanand is said to have learned the 8 branch Ayurveda from his father, and also the taste, efficacy, and effect of drugs. He is described to be like an Airavan among elephants, like the sun among the planets, and foremost among physicians, wise and with unquestioned skill. In one of the instances, he is shown to treat the Muni who is suffering from leprosy and afflicted with worms with oil containing 100,000 ingredients, gossamer and a jewel sandal and a jewel blanket. The mannerism in which he treats the Muni by removing all the types of worms from his body without even harming the worms is in true sense a basic principle of Jain religion. The manner of his treatment shows the sensitivity with which he handles even the smallest and the weakest of the living creatures. This research paper dwells on the lives of Lord Rishabh in the 1st, 2nd, 9th and the 13th incarnation. In addressing this paper captures the imagination portrait of the world and time of the incarnations. The literal aspects of the epic, particularly the simile expressions, are reproduced in this paper to showcase the rich linguistic approach taken by the source authors of the epic. In the first incarnation, the virtues of the merchant are illustrated, especially the generosity and the character that so often are imbibed in the preaching of the Jain religion. In the second incarnation of the twins, the mystical world of the era is described, which is so typical of the details and beauty in which the Jain scriptures are written. The ninth incarnation of Rishi and Jivanan depicts the true sensitivity to the weakest of the creatures, the basis on which the Jain religion is founded. The last incarnation relates the situation of the birth, coronation, kingship and moksha of the Lord. The description of this incarnation is a blend of the vivid, beautiful presentation of incarnation with the interest to the socio-cultural reforms and the establishment of customs in his kingship, which so much relates to custom in the present days. The ceremonies of the event of the Lord's birth, his coronation, his liberation from rebirth are described beautifully in the last incarnation. Equally beautiful is the stage in which his Kevaglan is achieved and shared, wherein the Lord's sermon is heard and understood by all forms of life in the world. There is the beauty of oneness that ensembles and connects every life from on each earth to another. The true essence of Jainism, the coming together and accounting of all living species of the world, is thus a learning from this epic.